A rug pull coming, right? It's only not going to last that long. A rug pull coming, a rug pull coming, a rug pull coming, right? It's only not going to last that long.
What's up, Brandon here from Ponzi Patrol. Welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be a warning video about CryptoProgram. Now, if you're a Ponzi player, someone who likes to invest in Ponzi schemes a lot and plays it where you try to get in and get out, then you're going to want to subscribe to my channel because this video is going to save you a lot of money. I'm catching wind that Ed Zimbardi and CryptoProgram have changed their payouts from automatic to manual. And on top of that, I'm going to show you some clear-cut data that makes it very obvious the CryptoProgram can't sustain and then it won't last much longer. But before I do, I want to take you back about a year to some of Ed's previous scams. Last year, Ed Zimbardi ran 3 different PAM trading accounts, and all 3 accounts had anonymous traders, and he claimed that they weren't his programs. Well, this was a lie. There were actually no anonymous traders. There was no trading going on. There were no trades at all. It was all manipulated MT4 data that Ed was showing to everyone. And then what happened was he claimed that all of the traders in the 3 separate PAM accounts made bad trades, removed the stop losses, and lost all of the money. And they're all independent of each other. And this all happened around the same time. So anyone that's actually thinking about this, it would be very clear that Ed was actually the person behind these PAM trading accounts, all 3 of them, and that he stole $34 million by claiming that anonymous traders lost all of the money. And maybe you're asking why this is relevant to the CryptoProgram. This matters because in Ed's previous scams, if someone complained about not getting their money back or said anything negative at all about the PAM accounts that he was running, then he would just threaten to not give them their money back. He would send them mean messages saying, "Why are you saying bad things about me? You're ruining my reputation." Meanwhile, he's stealing $34 million. So this is probably going to be more of the same in CryptoProgram, where if someone posts, "Hey, I'm not getting my payments from CryptoProgram," then he'll just kick them out and not send any messages. And he'll say, "Hey, I want no negativity in the group. If you have a problem with your payouts, message me directly." That way, it keeps everyone silent so that they don't share that they're not getting paid. Just because people aren't posting that they're not getting paid doesn't mean that they're actually not getting paid. It just means that they're not posting about not getting paid. Now, I want to give a quick disclaimer. I'm not predicting that this is going to end by a specific date and it's going to rug pull on a specific date. I'm also not saying that if it doesn't rug pull within this specific day or this specific month, that it's not a scam. It's clearly a scam. Anyone who knows anything about investing knows that this is a Ponzi scheme. I would venture to guess that 90% of people invested in CryptoProgram know there's a Ponzi scheme and they're trying to play the game. My goal with this video is to warn anyone that's actually invested in CryptoProgram that based on the data, it looks like the end is near. It looks like it's coming soon. If I was invested in CryptoProgram, I'd be taking my money out as soon as possible. Okay, so let's take a look at the data. What we're looking at here is data that was put together on CryptoProgram. It's the inflow versus outflow. This was put together by someone named Risky Fish. You can see his name here at Risky Fish. You can go find him on Twitter. I'll also leave a link to this in the description so that you can check it out for yourself and kind of keep an eye on it if you're involved in CryptoProgram, or if you're like me and you're just kind of pulling for the downfall of this Ponzi scheme and you want Ed to not steal as much money as he did last time in all of the scams, then maybe you want to check it out and kind of pull for it. Maybe also you want to report Ed to William Hughes. I'll leave all of the info in the description where you can report him as well. Okay, let's get into the data here. So the blue lines here are inflow of cash. And the higher the line goes, the more cash was deposited that day. And the purple lines are how much was paid out. And if we look at the purple lines, you can see that over time it just gets more and more, and then you have really big spikes on certain days. These spikes are about 10 days apart, and we were due for another big spike yesterday or the day before because it was 10 or 11 days, but there was almost no payouts on this day, 35,000, which has happened a couple of times. But where's the big spike? we have a smaller spike right here. So if he's paying out 25% per month, then we should expect to see a very similar pattern. We should see a larger spike here, but there wasn't a larger spike. And this also coincides with when Ed decided to make the payments manual instead of automatic. So what Ed's doing now, because there's more outflow going out than inflow coming in, or it's about even at this point, and it's kind of, the tides are turning. More money is due to have to pay out. This happens in all Ponzi schemes. The amount that they owe is more and more, right? Over time, they have to pay out more money, but the inflow starts going down because there are less new recruits. There's less new cash coming in to the Ponzi scheme. So that's what Ed's doing now. That's why the payments are manual instead of automatic, because he can't automatically pay out, because then he might actually start losing money, and he doesn't want to do that. So that's showing that. Let's look at an image I put together. This kind of shows it a little more clearly. I drew the trend lines in the green here. So the green line going down, this is how much is going to be owed over time. It's just going to be more and more money. It's going to continue to get higher as more people deposit. And then here, the blue lines, the green line tracking the blue, it goes up. And here's where it coincides with the call that I had with Ed Zimbardi, and where we did a 3-hour debate or interview where I confronted him on all of his scams. Then he puts out something telling everyone to take down all the marketing videos. And the reason he's doing this is mainly because regulators are going after him. Regulators have messaged me asking me questions about what I know about him. And there's more than one person that's reaching out to me about this. So I know that they're reaching out to him too, because they told me as much. They said that they were going to have a lot of questions for Ed and be contacting him. So this coincides with taking down the marketing videos, which was the same day that I had the debate with Ed. And I know this because he was wearing the same shirt. So this is the trend line for the new deposit. It's less and less money. So Ed's panicking. He is like, what happens, it's Ponzi-nomics. It's what happens in every Ponzi scheme. They have to have new money coming in that exceeds the payouts that are going out. So if we scroll down here, there's a little bit more. This shows the day by day. It shows the net inflow, now net outflow. Here you can look at it. This is by day. And if you scroll down a little bit more, this is new wallets. So this is also concerning. New wallets always have to be growing. They can't stagnate or go down in Ponzi schemes. Whenever they start going down, there are less and less wallets, or actually it's new money, not wallets, but wallets is also an indicator if you have an average wallet value. So it's going up, and then it kind of starts flatlining around here a little bit. And then now there's less and less wallets coming in over time. You can see if we drew a line from here, it just goes straight down this way. So less wallets. And this is one of the most telling things about this, I believe, which is the wallet balance. This is the CryptoProgram wallet balance. Sure, there's still money in here, but there's a lot of money owed. But you can see, if you just look at the gray line down here, this is the daily inflow, right? And then we've talked about the outflow. We've looked at that too. But the wallet balance is telling, because every time it gets to a certain point, it takes a large hit. And those were the big purple lines that we looked at that were dropping. But now it goes back up, it takes a big hit. Goes back up, takes a big hit. But now you see how slow this is going up. It's been the same amount of time between these two peaks, but it didn't go up to a peak again. And it's not going to go up to a peak again because he can't put out the marketing videos, because regulators are on his tail. They're messaging him. There's an active investigation against him. He's having to calm things down and do what they say, because if he doesn't, I'm sure he's gotten some cease and desist behind the scenes. If he doesn't, then they'll really go after him, right? So this is the most telling thing that I think is the wallet balances here. It's not going to spike back up, and the only way it would spike back up is with a major influx of cash, or with Ed not paying out any more money. So that's the data that I wanted to share here, is that if you are going by this, if you're going by the trend lines, and we know it's a Ponzi scheme. If you don't know it's a Ponzi scheme, then I would say you probably just lost and that you don't understand anything at all about investing. It is a Ponzi scheme. It's clear cut. There's a Ponzi scheme. There is no stuff going on behind the scenes where people are buying packages. Even the people promoting it know this. So it's a Ponzi scheme. And if you're seeing this, knowing that it's a Ponzi scheme, then you know you have to get out immediately. That's my advice. Get out immediately. Well, there you have it. If you're investing in CryptoProgram, I would suggest removing your money as soon as possible. If you're looking at this data and you're thinking, oh, like it's got some more time in it. No, it's not happening. It will end soon enough. It's going to be a slow exit strategy. My guess is that Ed selects who he pays, and that way it'll create confusion, and still he'll get more people depositing money instead of just rug pulling it all at once. He's going to take a playbook out of something like Novatech or CashFX. I actually reached out to Ed about these things 3 or 4 days ago, and this was his response. Let me show you the questions that I asked Ed about his project, CryptoProgram, which we all know that Ed is the person behind it. This is an email I sent to Ed 3 days ago. I said, hey Ed, looking like your Ponzi is running out of steam since our interview. I know now the regulators have contacted you and started asking questions. Removing those marketing videos must have hurt the efforts. Inflow on its way down and outflow on its way up. This is exactly what I've shared here in this video as well. And then I go on to say, I have a couple of questions if you don't mind. Are you going to rug pull like your last Ponzi's? Lower the returns, delay payments, or only pay select people to create confusion? Basically, are you going to do this CashFX style or Ed Pam style? Because in Ed's previous scams, what he did was he just rug pulled completely. He said that people ran off with the money, even though he's the one who stole it. But CashFX style would be just making excuses, delaying payments, but still accepting new deposits. This is the way that a lot of Ponzi schemes, kind of like what Novatech is doing right now. They still accept deposits, but they claim payment processor issues. And then that way, if people can still deposit money, then Ed can still make more and more money. He can steal more and more money. But he pays out select people, creates a lot of confusion, delays payments, makes the payments manual instead of automatic, which is what he's already done. Okay, and then point 2 here, the second question I ask him, I go on to say, what excuse are you coming up with to make it seem somewhat believable? Here are some examples. Hacked, payment processor issues, blaming the affiliates for getting regulators on your trail, saying the anonymous people stole the money, etc. And then I say, I'd really appreciate some answers before it happens so I can share the inside scoop. Now, I don't think Ed's going to share the inside scoop with me, but, you know, I tried. I sent him an email. I'm guessing Ed probably doesn't like me too much anymore because I've been warning people about all of his scams, CryptoProgram being a scam, and it probably cost him a few $1 million at this point. Ed left me on red here, and it actually hurts my feelings really bad. Why would you do that to me, Ed? Like this video? Well, like this video and share it with someone who needs to see it, specifically someone that's in CryptoProgram that needs to take their money out. Is that you? Well, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you can get updates on Ponzi schemes and maybe you can avoid getting scammed in the future. Keep patrolling.